Okay, good evening to everyone. Hello, am I
Yeah,
audible? Na?
yes, you are very much audible.
Okay, okay. Uh, it's okay.
Yes, sir,
Sharing
I
on
can.
screen.
Yes, sir, I can see.
Okay, okay. So good evening to everyone. I am PC Sikligar, as sir told me. Introduce about me, and I was associated with the National Institute of Rural Development and Panchayat Raj for more than 3 decades. And today they have given me session on HRD and financial management. So actually, it is a part of my labor laws and personal management course which I obtained. And throughout my career, I was talking in field of rural development and functionary for rural development Panchayat Raj. So basically, when we talk about we talk about this HRD and financial management. So one thing we should we keep in our mind that for any of the organization or enterprises, we need some structures, operational management, team of operational management, then team of HRD, then financial management. They are all pillar of any of the organization or enterprises or any unit. This is a basic thing. So why we need this HRD and financial management? As you are all aware that nowadays everybody is emphasizing on production and so for production any unit is required, and within unit there are different sale or units are required, sub units are required. So they work in a very speed, I mean good speed, and in favor of upgrade benefit of enterprises. So here, if you think a little bit history of this industrialization process started in 16th century in the Western India, in Western countries, and at the end of the 18th century and beginning of the 19th century, the same system become popular. The process of industrialization has become popular in India, and then lot of legislations were in need to support these workers, those who are working in organized sector and factories. So there was a need for HRD, there was a need for operational management team and a financial management team. Even other than this factories or any other organization, even in government or public sector also, this mechanism is required, this machinery is required. So keeping in the view, we will discuss about this HRD. What is the objective of HRD? The basic objective of HRD is to promote, of course, all units work in favor of promote activities of unit, I mean business unit or enterprises. But HRD also, without making any discrimination on the basis of caste, creed, gender, religion, language, they should keep in mind everybody is equal in the organization, and they are equally facilitated benefit for development of uh, organization. And then HRD is supposed to take care of employees by providing basic facilities. So their basic objective is to promote activities of organization or enterprises. Now HRD systems work in most of the organizations, so they have different mechanism, staff pattern from top to bottom, and they are linked with the other units. And they all work in the, I mean, the group, and they divide their work. So human resource development is the framework for helping employees develop their personal and organizational skill, knowledge and abilities. Actually, when when we talk about HRD, so their basic role is to develop ability, skill of everybody. Everybody has got their own skills, but time to time they upgrade their skills by facilitating training or by creating good environment or by facilitating, their some benefits, monetary benefits or promotion and all sort of things. So there, everybody under HRD, employees, they look forward to get some benefits, and HRD for the benefit of a benefit of the enterprises, they provide facilities to the employees. So basic objective is to upgrade their skills. HRD basic objective is to facilitate their, upgrade their knowledge, develop their skills, further skills, and and for that they organize training, and time to time they give certain facilities to maintain enthusiasm of the employees. So for good reason, and that will help to the enterprises, whether it is public sector or private sector. HRD work equally in all the sectors. So principle of designing HRD system focus on enabling capabilities. As I told you, capability, everybody has got their own efficiencies, but this through HRD, by creating training, they upgrade their skills, and they give some shining, so that will help for employers or benefit of the companies. Balancing adaptation and change in organizational culture. So sometimes what happen, they believe organizations may be working on a traditional culture, limited ideology, limited action, limited resources. So here, by facilitating training, they upgrade organizational culture. Attention to the contextual factor. They focus on certain factors, uh, like providing training on time, granting leave, sanctioning some benefits, and building linkages with other functions. So they established interrelationship between one unit to another unit, balancing specialization and diffusion of the others. So they create efficiencies, and they develop some sort of activities. They sharp their activities so they can work in favor of organization. Then established linkage mechanisms. So HRD is actually, they create link between one to another employee, from employee of one unit to another unit, and develop monitoring mechanism. HRD also emphasizes on monitoring, because they are one of the important components. HRD is one of the important component of enterprises. So they keep on monitoring, and they, monitoring, in addition to monitoring, they create some basic facilities like working in environment, and they So HRD process, human resource development, is the process of assisting employees to improve their personal skill, knowledge in favor of organizational benefit, and this includes helping them through taking them into the training, career development course, organizational performance management. So they create, certain quality among the employees, and ultimately that quality lead benefit of any enterprises. Outcome of the HRD. So outcome of HRD, they give training, they create some basic facilities, and so ultimately what happened, that helps to the employers. So they want benefit, and for benefit they use some efforts. They put their efforts to develop a skill of the employees, and the skill, some in beginning they give some foundation training, but time to time, for develop their skills, that other training is also required to improve their performance timely. So human resource development intervention, HRD interventions involve training and development, organizational development, and career development to improve individual groups and organizational effectiveness. The basic objective of HRD to work in a team and promote interest of the employers and create or provide basic facilities to the employees so they can develop their enthusiasm or they can develop enthusiasm among the workers or employees, whether it is in the industrial aspect or any enterprises aspect. So HRD here is one of the important pillar, and without HRD, organization cannot run. And human resource manager also function with the coordination of another units, and human resource manager time to time monitor activities of each and every employee, directly or indirectly, and try to promote benefit of the employee. So ultimately, he or she is able to support in reaching the goal of organization. So this is the basic things I told about HRD. HRD, of course, it's a very wide subject, but I highlighted certain things here. Then human resource development intervention needs because of compensation and benefits. Compensation and benefits is required time to time. If something happens, then timely compensation is required, and other benefits like leave. In case of women employees there, so maternity benefit, and husband is also there to paternity leave. Also nowadays government has introduced through legislation. So of course one act, Maternity Benefit Act 1961 is there, but here the government also work in the frame of that legislation and simultaneously uh, create facility for men also or husband also. Suppose somebody is on maternity leave, and motivation. Of course, the basic objective of HRD is to motivate employee, and for that time to time, many of the organization you might have seen, they create some reward or incentive time to time they give one or two increments, they give some LTC. In government organizations such type of facilities are there, but in private also nowadays HRD is focusing and they create incentive and provide time to time rewards either in the form of kind or cash. And performance appraisal, they evaluate time to time performance, and on the basis of to improve their performance, refresher trainings also arranged by HRD. Then assessment center and competency training. Yeah, time to time they create such mechanisms so assessment of employees can be taken, and to improve further their they performance, they organize training also. Of course, when employee join, before or after that, they get basic foundation training, but HRD also take care of refresh type of training, so that will maintain their enthusiasm, and that leads benefit for this organization. Success planning and career pathing is also there. Success planning, of course, team entire this SRD team think about benefit of organization, and they plan well in advance, and according to planning they uh, implement things. And leadership and executive development. Yeah, leadership is one of the important aspect of this HRD, and human resource management. He or she should have a good leadership quality, like entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs also. Entrepreneurs is much more higher or more bigger than this manager, because he leads, you know, entire he handle entrepreneur handle entire things, whereas managers see only management part. HRD concerning to HRD. Management and supervisory development. So HRD also they work, unitedly supervise activities, and they create literacy knowledge of the employees. Role of HRD professional, as you all are aware that HRD professional act as a strategic advisor to help the decision maker issues related with HRD. They work in a very systematic way. They work unitedly. They assign tasks on the basis of hierarchy. They monitor directly, indirectly. and whatever problems are there, they discuss or they bring to the notice of entrepreneurs who is owner, who is they are connected with their manager or HRD team, so they inform, they bring to his notice or her notice who established this organization. And HRD, they play a role in HR systems and designer and develop by assisting the HR management in designing and developing HR system in an organization to increase its performance. So basically, they think and they work in favor of promote activities of organization or enterprises, and for that they keep always try to facilitate help to the employees, because employees ultimately lead, create or promote organization. So a key role of HR professional is think globally and work locally. Yeah, nowadays, every this competition is everywhere, and one has to keep in mind, and according to competitions, they have to, focus on production, and for that they provide training, they upgrade the skills of their employees so they can compete outside, and within local resources they can work. So they have to think what market, I mean, required, or what is the popular in market, and look for futures. They look for futures. It is not that they work for the, present, keeping in the situation of the present ground level, but they have to think about the future also. And flexible, of course, flexibility is also there. They have to give sometimes relaxation. Sometimes they supposed to take work, but uh, any leave is required for any employee, then they have to consider. So they should be, flexible uh, and manage the risk. Of course, this if you think in case of entrepreneurs also, they also have to take risk. So HR team, HRD also, they have to take sometime risk, their own risk, and they have to believe on employees, or they can create certain environment where they can do for these employees, and their own background, their own basis, they can create some benefit for this employee. But ultimately they should keep in mind objective of the enterprises. And courage, yes, of course, they should have some courage. Sometimes without notice of entrepreneurs or owner of the enterprises, they can take some decisions or support to somebody. That is also, they should have some courageous type of things, or manage risk also. And they are always focus on how to develop skill of employees, and how they can get much benefit by taking care of employees. So HRD basic objective of HRD is to talk about or think about the human resources, which are very important component in any of the enterprises or industries, or even public sector also. And they have got the full facility to think about the benefit of the employee and employee also. So this is the basic thing we discuss about this HRD. What is their role? What is the role of HRA? And how it is functioning, and what is important of HRD in a unit. So as I told you in beginning, for any of the organization, operational aspect, HRD aspect, financial aspect, like HRD aspect, financial aspect is also financial management also. They have a team and they work on the financial issues or financial components. Like HRD, they are focusing on HRD related issues. So basically, they are employee based, and this financial management team work on the accountings and all these things. Is it okay, sir? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Now we are yeah. So now we are coming on financial management. So this is also one of the important aspect. Financial resources is very equally important for any of the organization to develop their production and they keep accounting of every aspect since beginning to still going on present situation also. So financial management, the meaning and concept of uh, financial management controlling things which are liable for the financial activities of the enterprises through procurement and utilization of fund. Okay, so without, one cannot ignore financial role of financial management or financial team because they maintain all funds related issues. Then financial management run through the nexus between one to other dimension of the unit. Okay, they are focusing on planning, purchasing, organizing things, directing, controlling, marketing, concerns account management. So they are basically think about the account management. What are the inflows and time to time where expenditure is going on and what they maintain accounts. So financial management keeps record of money analyzing, investment, and a decision in the promotion of business or individual benefit. So everybody is financial manager, we can say a simple term. Suppose I am having 1,000 rupee, so how I manage my account. So like that, financial management team also they work for they focus on financial management of any company or enterprises. Then this without proper financial management, okay, without proper establishment of accounting department within organization, the possibilities. Yeah, this is well understood. Without financial management or accounting section, unable to work. Any organization cannot work because it is one of the important aspect. Okay, financial resources like HRD resources, like operational aspect, okay, marketing, all are the heart of any of the enterprises. Then financial management pursued economic interest in the firm such as acquisition, utilization of capital, headwise, sources of fund, justification of investment. They keep accounts headwise, maintain records headwise, maintain different records. You might have seen in day-to-day activities because uh, you may be employee somewhere, so you know that how this financial department is working and important in any of the organization. They have a separate team. They keep records and tax sanction. They release money. Their role is a very wide. So in case of enterprises, also for purchasing and marketing and all things they keep in. Record wise they maintain. So type of financial management diseases: capital budgeting, capital structure, and working capital management. Basically, there are three types of financial management decision: capital budgeting, capital structure, and working capital management. So many main objective of financial management is to prepare cash flow to run operations to meet day-to-day expenses like raw material, electricity bill, wages, rent, etc. So they keep record of all these things, how much raw material is required, from where they can manage raw material. Time to time they need to make payments, then electricity bill of unit or enterprises. Okay, then wages, they have to disperse the wages from A to Z in type of employees. Different categories of employees are there, and rent also. Suppose it that factory or enterprise or unit business utilities is rent, then they have to pay rent, and other also they take care of dispersing amount for some benefit like LTC and all sort of things. So a good cash inflow ensures the survival of company. This is basic thing. If they maintain record very systematically and it is transparent, then of course that company will survive for a longer period. Okay, so basic principle of financial management: organize finance in a systematic way to upgrade wealth. This is a very important. They have to maintain record in a very systematic way and unit wise, of course. Within a unit, there are heads, subheads. So like that, they have to maintain records, spend less compared to without income generation. Yeah, finance department, if you might, I mean, you might have come across, they are very hard in releasing money. They won't release money easily. They make a lot of inquiries. They go very deeply, and they find, if they find accuracy, then only they release money. Even though sometime what happen, head of the department sanction, but again they will go through the process and they will find out and what is the accurate, on the basis of that they release money. So this is very important aspect for any of the organizations. So sometimes we personally also feel this is one of the miser department, but they have to be very focused and benefit of the organization. So they, uh, they always think about less expenditure and more income. Company should generate more income, or enterprises should generate more income, as well as whatever expenses are coming, they try to reduce expenses, even in benefit of the employees also. Put your money to work and spare money for required time. Yeah, yeah, they keep manage always some money for future requirement, future needs. Okay, this is important for every organization, everybody, even in one personal life also. We have to. I mean, generally people are saving, so for that purpose only can future we may require money. So in the same way, this financial management or financial management team also keep in mind, they always keep some amount in cover of, I mean, in the company's balance, company's I mean, account. Then limit debt to income proceeding assets. Limit, yeah, yeah, generally they are not going for depth. Whatever resources they are having, incoming resources are there or existing resources there, or they try to manage within that rather than going to take loan or bringing borrow from somewhere. So they try to avoid until unless it is not required. So financial departments do this work, upgrade knowledge for upgrade business. Yeah, they have also like HRD, they have also their own mechanism, team mechanism. They promote enthusiasm of the employees to through training or by providing some incentive. So ultimate benefit and ultimate objective is to lead the benefit for the company. Yeah, they also undertake risk. Yeah, but that risk should be, very liable or, minor. Generally, what happen, they work with the nexus between the manager, top manager, and so they always focus on their ideology or they believe what they say. Despite that, if it necessary, they can suggest and help to enterprises, promote investment across the section. Yeah, they always, try to generate income from different sources. So therefore, they suggest to invest on particular branch or another particular industry or enterprises or any other related or concerning units. So that will help to their organization. Develop higher benefits. The ultimate objective is to uh, develop a benefit, whatever benefit they are generating, because financial management, it's one of the important aspect. So because the entire unit runs on the basis of their soldiers, so they are very, I mean, they are very, active, and they doesn't want to lose even single NP. So in that way they work. So that is why they are very important department. The financial department is a very important unit. Then main feature of financial management is to analytical thinking. Yeah, they have to think in analysis, keeping in mind that this variable one to another variable. They have to think from small one angle to another angle, and what is the benefit, what is the repercussion. All these things they have to always analyze themselves and think in that way. And the continuous process, yeah, they work on the continuous process, whatever system is going on, they focus on that. Rather than that, they always give some thought, so that will help for the benefit of this unit or enterprises. The best on the basis of managerial decisions. Yeah, yeah. As I told you in beginning, even the financial department is headed by one financial manager, but ultimately he has got good rapport with the head of the enterprises. So they have a good nexus, good understanding, and they work accordingly what a higher person is saying. So they, manager, they have they take sometime managerial level of the decisions, but always they keep in mind, and they always establish link between the, I mean, to the topper or enterprises, enterprise owner of the enterprises. But if you, they have also take decision, they can generate their ideas, they can suggest their ideas to the owner or entrepreneur's owner or entrepreneurs under whom they are working. And coordination between the process, yeah, financial department always uh, always keep records in between units, like expenditure units, then purchasing units, then salary units, then investment units. So different units, some units are there, so they always maintain coordination and keep record different register wise or head wise. Determining financial needs, this is one of the important thing, how to generate financial resources, and for that they work accordingly. And choosing the sources of fund, yeah, the financial department always think how to generate more funds or income. So this will help for this benefit of this unit, particular unit where they are engaged. Here, benefit of digital financial management nowadays, digitalization of type of system is there, so it is very smooth. So they are very activate nowadays, and they save time, and they work accordingly, and it is easy rather than old system is you go and give receipt to somebody, then this paper will be used, I mean the best paper on the other way. So nowadays what happen, they direct, they cut this type of paperwork and all these things, and digital, through this digitalization they make payment. So this is simple and efficient and accessible and flexible. And you are aware nowadays this is the era of digitalization. So they are also following the same way. So that helps their time, paper, physical verification, physical visiting of bank and all these things. Benefit of financial management: better decision making, transparency of information. Yeah, financial department is one of the important aspects. They have to always maintain transparency. Like other unit also need for successful running of success running of any of the organization. This transparency is very important even in government sector also. So this transparency nowadays, and in rural development scheme, one of the MGNREs you might have heard. There also social audit is there, so that transparency is maintained. What type of work has been done, what type of work need to carry out, and what expenditure and all. So everybody has accessibility to ask, and they organize meetings. So this transparency, not even in these enterprises, but everywhere it works very good, and it is helpful. Financial control, yeah, somewhere some mutualization is going on, so they can control through this, keeping eye on different needs concerning or relating to finance. Enhance managerial efficiency. This is a routine work, because once they indulge in job, they keep on doing these things. So, of course, they are expert. They develop the skill, but further also they develop their skills, and time to time they attend training. So they improve their skills and all these things. Profit maximization and wealth. Yeah, this is the basic thing of the financial management too, because ultimately any of the organization needs benefit. if it is not social enterprises. Social enterprises work for economic development and social benefits. But here, these private entrepreneurs, they think for the benefit of the organization, and so therefore, profit management is their motto, unlike social enterprises. So this wealth maximization and profit making is benefit, I mean, motto of any of the organization. So therefore, they also work accordingly, uh, and it determines adequate capitals here. That is some sort of security they develop by determining adequate capital. Capital is important in many ways. So they always keep in mind and avoid debt. So yeah, borrowing money is not good as far as possible. Many of the people or entrepreneurs they organize until unless he or she is not in the financial crunch or problems. So by and large, the role of financial management to avoid debt, or so they try to mobilize funds from different sources. Okay, through advertisement or creating nexus between the different departments or within the unit. Suppose some fund is access, I mean, with HRD, so they can take, and so like that they maintain, but by and large they avoid borrowing money from outside. And here some need attention on what is the role of financial manager. Financial manager is working also like HRD manager is doing. So he is concerned about the financial related things. And HRD is related to employees, uh, like training and all these things. And here he or she is related to this uh, financial related issues. So sometimes what happen, expensive comparatively, so they won't go for that purchasing of something which are expensive. And you might have seen in government or other organization they call for tender. So through tender they can reduce, they have to pay little less amount. So they follow the same thing. So they avoid costly things. And rigidity is not there. Focus on certain standard or parameters. Okay. Then determination of standards function on actual performance that lead difficult tasks. Difficult in applying control measures. Apply various control measures. They have a different mechanism with them. So they work day and night on that. So they are expert. They are fine. Uh, they always keep in mind. So like difficulty to apply control measures and problem in recognizing deviation. So these are some of the things which need attention for them also. And function of financial manager, as I told you, financial planning and investment, and where to investment, I mean, can mobilize, or where to investment can be done, and raising money from resources. So as I told you, financial management also utilize fund and promote production, recognize capital and choose source of capital, and invest in different plan or financial decision, and promote net profit distribution. So this is the basic function of finance manager. Of course, he is head of the financial unit. Uh, so like that. So here we have discussed two units, not very deeply, but basic thing I shared. What is the role of HRD and what is the role of financial management team, and how both are useful for any of the organization or enterprises uh, working in the field of production. So anything, sir?
Thank you,
This is
sir.
my
Thank you very
presentation
much.
over.
Sir, good
So
Yes,
evening,
sir. I
sir.
can ask participants if they got any
yeah,
doubt.
Sir, can I start, sir? Vipin this side.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, good
huh?
evening, sir. Thank you for the
Uh,
presentation, sir. Sir, I have one
okay.
question, sir. Yeah,
Yeah.
can you since we are startup, so we don't have the resources to go for a specialized financial manager as a separate person who will manage the finance. So can we have some templates or some free software which is available which we can use to manage our finance?
Yeah. Yeah, that part I don't know. These entrepreneurs or owners, I think he or she can take care if any specialization, I mean, any special financial need is there, how to mobilize that fund, so they think. That is what your question, na?
No, sir. No, sir. My question is the
Hello?
day-to-day financial management. For example, how I have to
Yeah.
plan my funds, I have to use them on day-to-day basis. I have to see my incoming resources are coming, how I have to make my payments to the suppliers. So all that fund management, the financial management, is there some template which
Hmm.
is available which we can use for our things? Because कहते, for us startups, we would like to keep कहते, things simple and cost effective.
Hmm. Certainly, sir. It might be there. Hmm. It may be there, sir.
Can you recommend someone, sir, if it is available with you?
Uh, right now it is not there, but I will search and I will look and inform to your course director.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay. Or otherwise, accessibility is there over this internet. You find out a lot of things are available. And one thing. My one of the book is there, social entrepreneurs, where I will see accounting and financial management is there. Financial accounting, by principal change. Okay, let me give, because I have written last year one book, entrepreneurship in its facet, and one unit is there on financial management, accounting and financial management. I see if it is there, I will inform you. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay. Bookkeeping and all these things are there. Financial analysis, concept of annual report, financial statement of social entrepreneurship, basics of financial statements, accounting. All these are there in this book. Okay, sir. Please, next. Anybody, sir?
Anybody have
Hello.
any other doubt? Yes, yes, sir, you are audible, sir, very much audible.
Hmm.
Anyone else can unmute themselves or type in the chat box.
Total, what is the strength of this class?
So we have 30
Sir,
participants with us.
I do have a question, sir.
Total.
Yes.
Yeah.
So how
Yeah,
could we
please.
we analyze the cost? I mean, on one factors of cost should be emphasized upon prior to get our company in motion.
Correct. No, actually, for that you have to, I mean, contact this different, uh, you know, uh, sources of information. Cost, basically, as a, we can say, cost analysis, uh, you know, cost analysis determined based on the certain things like purchasing of raw material, production cost, then other costs included marketing cost, and what is the price they fix. So on the basis of that altogether, they put, and then they decide or determine cost of particular good. That is what I think.
Sir, is there any
Hello.
criteria or can say template or something like that we should emphasize upon the factors?
Right now, let me contact, I mean, collect some material and I will inform you. Okay. Okay.
Sure, sir. Thank you.
Hmm. Yeah.
Sure. So we have Dr. V.K. Arora sir also with us. Sir has joined in between.
Yeah.
So
तो Siklika sir,
Hmm.
namaskar.
Sir, sir. Yeah. So how are you, sir?
I'm good, sir. I'm very
I
fine.
share my. Acha, one second, I'll share my.
Right,
Yeah,
sir.
tell me, sir.
How's the city, sir?
Cities from last 3 days, a lot of rain are flooding everywhere in entire Hyderabad, where we went also. So once again, one second, sir.
Yes.
मेरा शेयर आया क्या? One second, sir. Camera I'm sharing. Yeah. 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 So, okay now. Yeah. So, very good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. Good evening. So
Uh,
how was the session, sir?
so, weather is outside. Session. From my side, I told you the written one. So, on the basis of I shared, yes, this one, social entrepreneurship and its aspect. This is the last book, and this is the new book. Panchayat Raj and Rural Development.
Yes.
This is the last about this. And cloud and today also that
Participants, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask him.
Yes.
Can you write, sir, in the chat box the title of the book? Actually, voice is breaking. There is attenuation, I think, at your end.
Yes, I will share.
From my side,
I don't know, sir, but yes, can you write down, sir? Can you write the name of the book, title of the book?
I have
Share,
given the details of many books sir has written. Social entrepreneurship and
yeah,
its
one
message
book
is
is
the latest book.
you know,
And then Panchayati Raj and Rural Development, another policy practice and implications.
yeah, this is last year's book.
Yeah.
And
Yes,
this
sir.
is the new one. This is, yeah, this year. This is new one this year.
Yes, sir.
Here in this book, as I send you this contents, no?
Sure.
Contents are relevant. What is the social entrepreneurs and enterprises? Then sociological dimension of social enterprises, ethos of economic for social enterprises, accounting and financial management, type of social enterprises, role of HRD in social enterprises, approach of social marketing. All these components are there.
Yes.
Like this. And besides that, I prepared one this paragraph. When I wrote this book, so an idea came in my mind. So I I read out social entrepreneurs not only establish a link between economic activities and social mission, but similarly focus on consistent development of their stakeholders. This is by developing this, writing this book. So this came in my mind. So I developed this paragraph, 4 lines. These are the contents. I sent you once. Hmm.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. So participants, if you have any questions, please, you can ask. Sir, there is a question from Dr. Priya. Question is this, that could you give us some idea on microfinancing in India in social entrepreneurship? Microfinancing, sir.
Okay. Okay.
Sir, I guess there is some problem, some voice connecting problem.
Yeah, we are facing some problems, but it was fine earlier. Just now some problem has occurred.
Sir, maybe there is some problem in internet from your side.
So you can stop sharing your screen if
Yeah.
not required. It will give us
Uh,
better. You can just click on stop sharing and I think it will give us a better network bandwidth.
okay, okay. Otherwise, you can, yeah. Yeah, this is Wizard Publishers.
So that is okay. That is
Delhi
okay, sir.
there
There is a
only.
question. Sir, there is a question from Dr. Priya. Yeah, there is a question from Dr. Priya regarding the position and the
Sir.
status of microfinancing in India. In microfinancing, sir, in self-help group financing or some microfinancing. I think Dr. Priya, he is not able to
One
understand.
second.
Yes, sir. I think there is.
Okay. What question is that?
Sir, I think if sir is in Hyderabad, it may be a problem because they have torrential rains over there.
Right,
So
right,
the
right,
network is really, really bad,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
guess.
there is,
right, right.
yeah, yeah. There is there for last 2 days and flood is there in around. Yeah.
So thank you, sir. I don't know
You are
that you are
asking,
able to. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
yeah,
On behalf of
voice is
Innovation
breaking.
Foundation, I thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. It was a great session and looking forward for your blessing, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, sir, for our insightful session, sir.
Okay. Thank you
sir.
very much. Thank you.
sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Rahul, do we have second expert with us?
Sir, let me check. Not yet, sir. Not yet. I will just give it a call, sir.
Meanwhile, I have sent regarding a competition that is a Innopreneur competition in the group. If you are having any business idea, please don't shy in applying that particular competition. That we are doing it along with the team of Lemon School of Entrepreneurship, Nagpur. So if you can go through with your WhatsApp message, the link of application, that is their website, that is already there. If you want, you can apply in that particular competition. There's some cash prizes also. I think prizes of a few lakhs of rupees. In the last year, our 2 incubators were selected till the final round. And this time, last time it was a national round, but this time this is they are conducting in the South Asian countries. And if your business idea is good, you can directly we can send your entries. So if you want to apply over there, please please inform me by tonight only.
Okay.
Sir, Sudhakar sir has not answered the phone. Maybe he will join. I had a word during afternoon. Where do we need to register? I think Sanchi, you can refer the site website given in the image itself, www.innopreneurs.in. You can once open that, it will give you a better insight.
Yeah, you're able to see my screen?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you so much for everyone having me here. I'll try to put this complete perspective in basic fundamental manner so that you can build upon it. Today, the complete session is on business plan for startups. That's the topic that we have taken for today's evening. Uh, since it is an interactive session, initially I was thinking it is one way. I was not very much comfortable. In the afternoon, I spoke with Rahul. Then I realized that okay, it is an interactive session. Maybe I can speak with you, or even you can speak with me. It will not be a monotonous. So you are free to ask any question whenever you have any query. Even whenever I am asking any questions, I expect if you can respond, that will give me that hope, or maybe like you are following whatever I'm trying to tell. So the startup ecosystem has built over these 4 to 5 years rapidly. Everybody knows entrepreneurship, startup, pitching, funding, Startup India, Make in India. Everybody knows about it. Uh, Everybody is excited to do something in the entrepreneurship domain. Uh, People instantly get some idea, he want to do it or she want to do it. It is absolutely fine, but we should not forget India is improving its rate in startup ecosystem, and in similar way, India is also a big death valley, or the graveyards for startup. Why this is happening is because many of our just started with the spirit that they want to do, without knowing the fundamentals. That technical person may be starting some good venture, but he may not be having that sound knowledge about the business ethics. Or maybe business ethic person may be starting and who is not having any idea about the technical aspects. Apart from that, there are many other challenges, probably in days to come, or you might have already covered them. So we will try to emphasize only on business plan for startup today. I'll yeah. Since you are all from the engineering background, if somebody can tell what is this, somebody can respond. What is this?
Is a layout.
Yeah, it is a layout, and
Layout of a house.
a layout of a house. And any other name to it?
Floor plan.
Sorry?
Floor plan. Yeah, good.
Yeah, floor plan. Anything else?
It's architectural layout, I will say, more of a.
Yeah, it's absolutely architecture layout. But can we also call it as a blueprint?
Yeah, in an old version, yeah, it's a blueprint of architecture.
Yeah, it's a blueprint, right? Why engineers generally prepare this blueprint?
For more visualization. I'll leave other client just to respond. Sorry.
Yeah. It's more visualization then.
Earlier blueprints used to be made from those transparencies for the field people to work upon.
Yes, absolutely. That is what I'm expecting. The same answer that you have given. Thank you so much. That is what the engineers has preparing these kind of layouts or the architecture plans, because on the ground. Sorry. Generally, engineers are preparing these because they are visualizing the things. They have not prepared the building. They have not taken any machinery. They have not worked on anything, but they want to see how that complete space will be best utilized. Whether my car will be fitting into it, whether my living room will be the desirable size, if the desirable size is this, and what could be my drawing room and all. So this is the idea of preparing a blueprint. It will give you a sense that how big your space will be and which area will be allocated for with respective purpose. That is what. And again, this is an algorithm generally software people generally do before they start uh, building or developing any kind of a project or some kind of development. Why even they do this is like, okay, without before creating something, you're visualizing how the complete flow is, how that in case of some query is being received at the user end, what are the different parameters that user can respond tentatively, or how the software should respond, how the software should trigger. And in case of any bugs reach to the bugs at user level, what kind of bugs generally they are supposed to get and how that was resolved. It is a flow chart. And in the similar way, the software will also work. And in similar way, this house will also construct. When we know this, we should also know that if you want to build a business, if you want to build your own startup, if you want to create your organization, business model is also like a blueprint, like an algorithm, without which the chances of failure will become higher side. And over a period of time, the founders, co-founders, the core team members will lose completely, because they are not sure whether to take sales as a high priority, or to see the distribution line, or to see the production line, or to emphasize more on the digital marketing. Once they get into the market, it is very difficult to visualize or to see. Because of that, we should need the business plan. And am I audible, right?
Yes, sir, you are.
Yeah. See, here I put two characters. One guy is saying, hey, I have a great business idea. The other person is saying, wow, what is that? We can make good money. Obviously, we make money once we get into the business. Hello? Yeah.
Yes, sir, you can continue.
Yeah. So the other girl is telling, she is also excited and asking him, tell me business idea. Again, he's saying we can make good money. Whoa, wow. And he started telling something blah, blah, blah. Because consider he is a business person, maybe she is from the management technical side, or he is from the technical side, she might be from management side. She didn't get what are the technical terms that he is using. Then immediately she said, I didn't get you. Oh, I'll explain it again. In spite of that, she say, I didn't get anything. But why you are telling it to me? Then this guy is telling, give me investment or invest in my company. Then immediately the other person is asking, do you have a business plan ready? Then he said, oh, I don't need any business plan. Then she is answering that, I don't give you any investment, neither anyone can ready to invest. Then he is asking why. So generally, without business plan, nobody will invest. That's what. So if you're not having anything on paper, I can explain hundreds of things. Probably even if you can explain 100 of things, it might be absolutely the best idea. Until it is having on a piece of paper, until you document it, it is very difficult to get the attention of someone. Whether you need the investment or whether you want to explain it to your audience, irrespective of that, If you are not having a business plan in writing, it is very difficult to uh, uh, get the attention of the other people. It might be a shareholders, it might be a partners, it might be a anyone else. So what is the business plan? It's nothing but it is a formal written document about complete end to end what you want to start, where you want to start, what you want to do, where you will be selling it, how you will be making money. It is completely the end to end process is called a business plan. If I have any doubt, if I read anybody's business plan, I should be able to answer myself whatever the question that I am having, even though you are not with me. Your business plan should explain everything. And most of the people thinks that I will write a business plan first, then I will do the business next. It is good, but business plan will not come to a good position in a single day. Maybe you will put headings on the one day, maybe second day you will put some content, third day you might put some of your assumptions, and the fourth day you will delete few of your assumptions. And the way the physical business is building, in similar way your business plan will also build. So don't think that this business plan I will write for the first, or I will write at the last. So we should not do that. Generally we should do the actuals and also business plan together. Why we shouldn't these are some bullet points I have given here. Why we should need the business plan? To prove yourself how serious you are. Otherwise even parents won't give you some money to put in, because the parents are the first people who will be giving you angel investment, friends and the relatives later. So that is one thing. And second thing, you should have a exactly milestones. Until you don't have a milestone, you may not be able to visualize, or you may not be able to put your things into the practice. Even while we are studying, while we are doing our courses, we will put some deadline. By 30th I will finish my management course, my marketing course. From 6th onwards I will start taking the maybe business ethics. Generally we put the milestones. Until we put milestones, we may not be able to achieve it. That is second thing. And the third thing, who is your competitor? What is the significance of your competitors? What is the significance contribution of your competitor, so that your business or your product will be a much attractive in the attractive and solving the problem of your customer or the consumer. And to understand the customer, whether they like this product, whether they don't like it, what kind of customer persona that you're dreaming about putting in place. This is how it is going. And we'll also see, because neither you been to the market, neither your partner been to the market, is completely new. You will put assumpted even financial figures. Probably I might be needing 10 partners to distribute so many microchips, or maybe I need these many contractors who can act as a service provider or the installation partners. You might be generally putting it. So that partner, that money, that something will come only when you invest something. Generally in business, that something is always be in terms of monetary, most of the times in terms of monetary. So you should also visualize what kind of financial I need, what kind of revenue I will generate, who will be our partners, how much I have to pay. And in case if I will be entering into the market, what are the opportunities that I am able to capture, and where is the big risk is there, and which market I should enter, which market I should not enter. These are the factors that will be cleared when you write the business plan. If you are to get any clarity about anything, even the viability also, anything of, if you want any clarity on either of these 15 or all the 15, you must write the business plan for sure. So generally this complete session will be within the framework, because this is the limitation of business plan writing, because it is a document, we have to document it. So generally the business plan outlet will consist of executive summary, company summary, and product or service, or product and service, whatever, and markets analysis, and strategy implementation. We will go in deep in the next slides. I'm just reading for you. And management summary, financial plan, and in case of any appendix it's there, you're free to do so. So what we are supposed to put executive summary. See, I believe most of them has already submitted their thesis, submitted their projects. Most of them is already working. You all know the executive summary. Executive summary is consist of everything, but it will be putting into the first paper. By if people who are not having time or don't want to read in detailed report, if they can read the executive summary, they should be able to understand completely that what you're doing, how you're doing, where you will get money, not in detail, but at least in the glance you are supposed to put whole information. And it's generally whatever I am telling, it's not like exactly you're supposed to follow. Every person can do his own business plan writing the way you want. This is the only broader headings that we are giving. This will also give you a sensitization about how to put your things. Generally, the executive summary should not be more than 2 pages. If it is a more than 2 pages, people might not be interested, or people might lose the interest in reading more about it. And the company summary. Now, in detail, you are supposed to talk about how, especially people who are not having any the company, the idea, they can also write why you have been why you are what is the one thing that made you to think in this business. You can also write a story. So these days selling a story will give you money. Your product, your service, everything will come later. Selling a story is the first. So it is good to put a decent articulation when it comes to the executive summary, even in the company summary. The idea, if you are already having a company, it is good to put the company history. Probably you're co-founder of XYZ company. Now you want to start another company. That XYZ company has succeeded and take over by someone, or maybe you are not able to reach to the expectation that you have. You can put it. And the goals, objectives also you can put. I am purposefully take out the mission and vision statements. Reason being, especially when it comes to the new businesses, new startups, expecting vision statement, mission statement, for me it is very difficult, because it will come over a period of time. So if you are able to articulate it and put it in, it is very good. If you are not sure of anything, it is good that not to put it, because once you put a vision statement, mission statement, then you will not have anything to think out of the box, because you have already put your limitations. Okay, I will be a product company, then you will think only about the product. You will only think about the product. For example, if you see the Hindustan Unilever or the AquaGuard or Pureits, if they think only I don't know, I don't do anything about the service, I'm only a product guy. If you see only, if they would have thought that only I'm a product guy, then they may not be able to capture this big market. And some of the people is also recently this green terminals also told us that probably we might need to stop the RO, and they're saying the TDS level more than 500 is required the RO, especially in Delhi area. We might not be needing the RO. In spite of that, everybody acquire. Even in my home, I have a RO. Reason being, the market was so such, every nook and corner people are approaching us. Their marketing strategy was so powerful, their service was so powerful, so accurate, which made us to think that, oh, I need the RO in my home. Okay, in the company summary, whether whatever the details you put or not, the team detail should be the most information, the most important information that you are supposed to capture. Reason being, people invest in people, not in the idea, not in the product, not in the service. Probably if somebody has dreamt about the product and invested XYZ amount on the product, this COVID has made everything into scrap. No product exists now. Many startups has now facing the death value situation. If you are putting the belief and if you are investing the money on the people, then that people will the people will bring out that whatever the crisis situation into the good situation. Even though if they were not able to take it, but people, the expertise that the people is coming with it will add a lot of value. Even though if you are a fresher, if you don't know anything about the marketing terminology, management terminology, it is good to get the partner on board who is having that particular expertise. Because there is a saying, light kite will fly high. Again, I'll say light kite will fly high. If you want to be a manufacturer, if you want to be a supplier, if you want to be a marketer, sorry, I am not in that favor, because my skill is good with the convincing the team members, motivating them. I should put my full energy on that particular, maybe my expectation, and that might be 100. If I put my 100% attention there, I might be coming with 200% returns. When I am not knowing any marketing terminology, if I am going to market my product to someone, if I'm not able to convince them, my product automatically started getting negative waves from the people. Or the mouth publicity is much dangerous than the other publicity. The person will be saying, hi, the XYZ person was with us and he was not able to explain here. I don't think that product is good. Even though your product is excellent and this is one of its kind, but you are not able to explain because you don't have internal capability. Believe me in one thing, some of the capabilities that we get by birth, some of the capabilities we acquire while we do something, some of the things we should admit that it is not cup of tea. It is not my cup of tea. That is what. So the team is much important. So keep the good people as a advisory board, as a suggestion board, as a core investment panel, or the decision making authority. Whatever you do, whether you want to give the stake or not to give the stake, it is up to you. What are the understanding that you are having with the other person, but high priority will be given to the team members who is holding the rich experience. That is what I can say. And while writing the company summary, executive summary, don't write I know, I think. Always write this is like a third person writing this document, because I hope, I wish, all these document is he is wishing, these are the negative words. Even though it is a I hope is generally we consider as a positive word when we are speaking each other. When we put it this I hope, I wish in the business perspective, Generally people, he's not sure about it. That is the thing that generally people get in the company survey summary. You will also be emphasizing more on the location, why you took Delhi as a place where you want to do your business, or why you want to do the business only in the coastal area of Andhra Pradesh. Because maybe you might be you might have some good logical reasoning why you have chosen that location, that you should articulate it. Maybe you may be needing the good transport mechanism in terms of the train, or in terms of the road, or in terms of the sea you might be needing. Accordingly we'll choose the location. That same thing you are supposed to put. And you should also do the SWOT analysis, strength, opportunity, and threat. That generally, if you put that will generally what even the interview panel members generally tell in the career counseling is, don't tell your weakness. And the weaknesses we are supposed to hide, convert them into the strengths. But in terms of business, be true to yourself and make other person is also true to himself, or because of that he will also realize, no Sudhakar, this guy is also know who is his competitor and who is threatening him. Because of that I would like to invest in his company. I believe that he will not fall into the trap of a honey, because he knows the problem where it is exist. So that is what this SWOT analysis will give you. Then you will write about the your product, probably whatever it might be, a product or it might be a service. You will put, see, this is my product. Probably if I take this glass of water is my product, I will sell. This is the product that none of the member is giving. And there should be some uniqueness about your product. That uniqueness you are supposed to put. Maybe if I put this water and left for maybe 1 hour, this the minerals that generally I get from this water will double. I don't know. And everybody is having this Borosel glass. Cello is also coming with the glasses. Everybody is having these kind of glasses. But why this or Sudhakar glass has to be purchased by others, or to get the service from this Sudhakar? Reason being, he is something different than others. His product is something unique. And these are the list of benefits if you take my product or a service. And that will only come when you study the the customer, the competitors. I have a dream. I love cooking. I have a dream to start my food business, and I can prepare the best Hyderabadi biryani. And I'm in Delhi from last 6 years, and I stay in Sonipat, not exactly in Delhi, but I often commute from Sonipat to Delhi, and sometimes I stay in Delhi, but otherwise I'm staying in Sonipat. Why I'm telling you this example is, from 6 years, you name the restaurants in and around Sonipat, I have tasted the biryani, the worst biryani that I ever had. So I want to start my biryani business. I don't know whether it will succeed, whether people will like it, whether people may not like it. I don't know, but I know the competitors, what is they're up to, and what is my product is all about. So that's why I'm telling you, until you know your competitors, until you know what are the product available in the market, you may not be able to recognize the best things in your product or service. And you will also write what is the cost of the product. You will also write what is the profit in case if you sell to the B2B, whatever what profit you will get in case if we sell to B2C. And you will also put some of the future projects. Now I come up with only glass. Probably after 1 year, I'll be coming with maybe a jug. or probably today I might be starting with only biryani. Probably after some time I might be coming with something other than the biryani. Maybe I might be getting into the conventional, the parathas, because you all knows this place is known for paratha, murtal parathas and all, right? So I might be going into the parathas, but I'm not sure. Maybe I might be curating something. Whatever the ideas that I am having, it not necessary that you will be able to do it, or it not necessary that you should do it. But what is your future that will give the comfort zone to the investor? No, he is this guy, this girl, this company is having aspiration to become bigger in the days to come when it comes to the future projection. That is what. And you will also put market strategy. I have given them a broader heading. You can write as much as you want. Generally, the market strategies, generally we should divide it into three, even more. We should document about market research. What was your assumption? Whom you spoke? After you spoke, whether the assumption has turned out to be realistic, or the assumption was converted to be a lies, or that is wrong, and what assumption you thought that it will work, something is already in the market. Anything which is acquired in the market, you should put it. And you will also profile your customer. Profiling your customer is something like, for example, take a persona like Sudhakar, age 35, working as a professional trainer, would like to do this, and expectations is this. If you articulate the persona of the person, you will never go to a persona of Rahul, or you will never go to the person of Arora ji. Neither you will go to the person of Kejriwal Sampat. You will, if you articulate the person of Sudhakar, you will only see the people or the reflection of Sudhakar's, or the slight modifications of the Sudhakar. That is the good way. When you don't know, see, we don't know whether our business will succeed, fail. Nobody knows. I have appeared for the exams. Many of us has appeared for the exams. I read the question. I don't know the answer. If I don't know the answer, in similar way, we are entering into the market. We don't know the answer of whether we will be succeeding or failure. But what we do in the exam, we remove the probable wrong answers. Probable wrong answer we will eliminate. That is one of the method that we do. So if you eliminate Rahul, if you eliminate Arora ji, if you eliminate XYZ, your complete customer segment will become very crisp, clear, and very perfect. Maybe you will come out with, I will go to only GVK market, or I'll go only to Pitampura, especially the area where doctors, the elite people stay. I will never go to the Narela. I will never go to the Buradi to do this, because my customer segment is, my customer profile is this. And I already told you, we are running. I think, Rahul, we have 15 more minutes, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 15
Yeah.
minutes more.
Yeah. Thank you, Rahul. Thank you. So we should also document about competitors. If you are coming with some cookies brand, Sudhakar, Parle-G is my competitor, Britannia is my competitor, the Priya Gold is my competitor. If you put if you put Parle-G, Britannia, and Priya Gold, automatically you know that, okay, their maida level is 30%, their sugar level is 20%. This is their strategy, and this is the customer profile. So you will automatically put your product or your cookies into a different segment. So that will happen. I already emphasized on the competitor. You should also document about the competitors. That it is very good to document about the competitors. You hand over your document to investor, probably he may go and contact the your competitor, get the order done, no issues, no issues, because in any way you are not same as your competitor, right? You are much better than your competitor, so let him go, document the competitors. Then you will also be putting the sales strategy, marketing strategy, how to pitch to your, how you will be able to reach to your uh, prospective or the target customers. Uh, as I given you the example of I'm intended to start the biryani business. I stay in a industrial area, and near to that place there is a big residential complex is already there. We don't have a Zomato, we don't have a Swiggy. I am telling you the limitations that I have. I can't go with the Zomato. I can't add in Zomato or Swiggy. People read the newspaper. That is one way to reach, and people hardly go out to eat something because of the security reasons. So I can't put many pamphlets on the road. It doesn't work. So I was thinking with my core team members what to do, how it can be done. We have to reach to the customer home. It can never be happen in case if I go and knock the door and explaining about biryani. It will not going to be turned around. And in case if I have my physical outlet, the real estate cost is like that cost itself will kill you. Whether your product is good or not, the cost itself will give. So we come out with some idea where, okay, there are vegetable vendors, there are fruit vendors, there are the milk vendors, there are grocery vendors. Everybody giving giving their grocery, milk, whatever in their piece of polythene. Of course, in some extent, polythene is already banned. Some kind of polythene only we may able to use, but irrespective of that, they're giving in polythene. So we come out with, okay, we don't know how best this marketing strategy would work. If we provide them, they have to buy the polythene covers to give it to the customers along with their product. So instead of them to buy, we will provide them for 1 month, 2 months for free of cost. Because vegetable is compulsory, fruits are compulsory, fruits and vegetables, and even milk and bread is compulsory. Whenever they are carrying, at least some may not be in 1 day, at least in 30 days, once you will see what is this south at north, the biryani, what is this? Something might come. This is again my assumption. I haven't started. This is my assumption. We are documenting it. So this is how we have to put the marketing strategies or the sales strategies. All those things we have to put it in the documents. And we will also supposed to write the operational informations. Operational information which start from where from you will source that raw material, where you will process it, where you will sell it, how you will ensure the quality of the product, or what channel you will take to reach to the customer. Is it B2C, B2B, online marketing? It is up to you. And how much cost we might be incurring in the process of operations. For sure, we will incur the cost in the operations. We have to record it. This is the operation cost. This is the financial projections that I might be needing in with with respect to the operations. And you might also be needing what kind of skilled labor you need. You need the welder, you need the electrician, you need the AC worker, you need the plumber. That you have to visualize it and document it. Then we should also cap. Yeah.
ID.
Hello. Somebody is speaking with me. Okay. Okay. Maybe I'm sorry. I think I overheard it. Okay. We should also put, this is the one of the precious, most important after the team. The importance will be given to the financial information. How much income will, these are all our projections. All our projections. Nothing is there in the market. You will put, okay, for example, Britannia has captured the market size of 10% in 1 month. I will capture 1%, 1% in 1 month. At the based on that 1% backward integration, backward calculation, you will arrive at some kind of numbers, some kind of expenses, some kind of incomes that you are supposed to capture. Uh, that income and expenditure will come only once you know the fixed cost, once you know the variable cost, once you know the operation cost, once you know the who are people you want to hire, which strategy you are supposed to take, where the your most of money will be going, which products you are supposed to buy operationally, what are the basic minimum inventory that you are supposed to have. All this, if you build one on one, then only you will be able to come to the projections of income and expenditure. Then you will also write about the every small expenses, small incomes you will be supposed to recording it. And the financial statements, for example, as per the projections that we put, our company will break even after 6 months. And believe this, if somebody is saying since day one I'll make profit, it is very good, but in the initial days we will go into the negative cash flows. Over a period of time we will reach to the positive cash flows. That is the best example. In of course, Reliance is a big company. They have good amount in investing, but in spite of that, if you see the Jio, I'm not saying you are supposed to give it for free of cost, cheap. I'm not saying it economy, but if you see their calculation, they went so much down. They have given everything almost. I'm not sure whether it is a 6 months or 1 year. They have given all the services for free of cost to acquire the customers. That complete cost, the complete cost of the salaries, the complete cost of the operations, the complete cost of the marketing, the complete cost of the manufacturing the SIM cards, mobile phones, maybe managing it, maybe paying license to the try, everything was the negative cash flows. But after 1.5 years, now they are into positive cash flows. So don't worry about if I show minus 30 lakhs in 6 months, maybe somebody might not invest. Investors, look into your team, look into your financials, how accurate, how calculatedly and how reasonably that you put in your money. That they see, even if it is a negative cash of 30 lakhs, they take. And e-commerce companies, Flipkart, Amazon, I'm forgetting that, Snapdeal, initially they started with the negatives, and over a period of time they have converted to the positive, but they have acquired the customers, and the investors started believing that, okay, investing in Amazon, investing in Flipkart, investing in Ola will give you money because they are already having the big pool of database. That is what we are supposed to make them believe about our business, not the financials. The financials, even if it is a negative, no issues. Then we are also supposed to put what is our ask. This ask will vary from Sudhakar to Arora ji, from Arora ji to Ministry of MSME, from Ministry of MSME to the banks, or banks to angel, everything will change. Reason being, the expectations from Sudhakar might be, if you're asking money from Sudhakar or even your parents, might be 1 lakh. So put, I need 1 lakh. Don't directly tell that I need 1 lakh. Tell them that what are the things that you will do in case if you get 1 lakh. If I get a 1 lakh, I'll hire a person in marketing. I'll improve the scale. I improve the sales scale from 5% to 10% in 2 months. Probably that would be the valid, or the, you should tell them that why you need it. Even our kids will come, Papa, I need 100 rupees. Immediately we ask, why you need 100 rupees? Even if I am in my childhood, I used to ask, Papa, give me the XYZ rupees. He used to tell, why? I said, I need to buy a toffee. Then he will say, toffee is 5 rupees. Why you need 10 rupees? So in similar way, this will happen even with the investors. The investor could be your friends, family, relatives, even fools, the angel investors, the venture capitalists. They will, the ask will vary. With Sudhakar, it might be 50,000. With Rahul, it might be 1 lakh. Since Arora ji is heading the institute, he is having pool of money, funds from the government. You can pitch him for 7 lakhs. That's what IGTDU invests. And maybe if you're going to the banks, and whatever Modi is claiming in one month, I'll give you 1 crore. Go and pitch for 1 crore with the banker. Go with the investors like, I need XYZ $1 billion. This is my company. So the ask from the ask will vary from person to person. So whenever you are giving this report to somebody, the ask has to be very clear. Very clear. You are coming to, generally we go to a shop of a, maybe we go to the shop, government shop of kids. Then we start asking for, Bhaiya, I need a blazer. They don't give, no. It is a kid shop. Generally, kid wear will be available. If you're going to the blazer, the men's shop, you go and ask only blazer. He will be able to tell you the blazer, best quality, the range of blazers you will be able to see. If you are going to the kid shop and asking for the blazer, they won't give. And if you are going to the men's shop and asking for the kids wear, they won't be able to give you. So we should be very clear about the ask. So I'm very happy. These are the things that we are supposed to put it in the business plan document. And don't worry if somebody says business plan should be 1-pager, somebody says business plan should be 50-pager. Nothing matter about the business plan. Business plan has to be clear, easy to explain, easy to understand, and putting the factual figures into the paper. And I'm again emphasizing, it is not built on one day. It builds like a tree. First you sow a seed, and the seed will become a plant, and the plant will turn into the tree. Thank you so much, everyone. If you have any queries, please let me know. Arora sir and Rahul, thank you so much.
Thank you sir, thank you for the wonderful session.
Thank you.
Any participant can unmute themselves and ask the query.
So Bipin this side.
Yeah.
Can I ask, sir?
Yeah. Go ahead.
First of all, thank you, sir. Very informative session, sir. And sir, how the ROI is calculated, especially when the person to whom we are pitching, how they calculate from these documents that what is the duration or how the returns will come?
Yes, don't worry about ROI right now. Reason being, I have gone through the schedule that Arora ji has shared. In days to come, that will be explained. But ROI from angel investor to a incubator to a venture capitalist completely vary. I can't tell that how ROI will calculate. Even if you go to venture capitalists, one person will calculate ROI in one direction or one method, and another person will go with the another method. So ROI will depend on before you pitch to any investor, try to see their portfolio, how in which are the sectors they have invested, how they have calculated ROI. From there only you may able to come out with. If you ask me ROI, probably I'm not the right person to tell you, even if I'm telling you something, but that is wrong answer. I'm sorry. That will vary from one to one.
But should it not be part of the this business plan, sir?
I spoke with Rahul before preparing this presentation. Yes, ROI, we are supposed to put it in the financial projections and the financial requirements. The financial projections generally consist of cash flow, bank statement, ROI, everything will be there. We are supposed to put it, but calculation part you will be able to know only when you have that hard numbers that we are supposed to put it. My presentation is more towards the startup related and people who are just entering. If you are already having, probably you can connect me offline. I can connect with you, and instead of me you can ask Arora ji. He is the right person.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Any other doubt we can discuss, or we can end with the session?
You're asking me, Rahul?
No, sir, not you, the participants. So we have a remark for you in the chat box to love the session with lots of example to make content more related.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone, for your details.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. I thank you on behalf of Anveshan Foundation.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much, Rahul. Thank you so much, Arora sir. If anyone would like to contact me, I will share my presentation with Rahul. I already shared. He can
Yes,
share.
I received. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
Rahul can share with you. And my mobile number is 83. If somebody would like to note it down, you can note it down. It is 83 96962611. Yeah, I'm displaying it on the screen.
Yes, sir. I will put the presentation. It's on the first slide itself.
Yes.
Yes, I will.
So you will be able to reach to me. Thank you, everyone. It was wonderful. I have enjoyed this. I have enjoyed thoroughly this session.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. It was good. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your nice session, sir. I am Dr. Nirmalya from Tripura University, sir. I have learned so many things from your presentation, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Yes. So you can end if I think I will stay connected for the attendance purpose. You can end, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much, Rahul. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for taking.
See you soon. Bye bye.
Sure,
Okay,
sure,
bye-bye.
sir.
Sure. Bye.
Bye. I have put the attendance link in the chat box. All can mark their attendance and leave afterwards. Unplanned students may stay connected. Need to discuss one thing with you. Rest can leave. Okay, what I will be doing, I am ending this session and will restart just in a second. And plan students who are there, please join again. In this manner, uh, okay, I'm ending the session. For attendance, you can copy and paste the link with yourself and mark. In case of any issue, you can reach over WhatsApp.